The federal government has called on all livestock farmers to embrace the National Pasture Development Program (NAPDEP) as a panacea for the reduction in conflict emanating from cattle movement, attainment of self-sufficiency in good quality pasture forage production, and the transition from extensive grazing to a well-planned, settled form of livestock production. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, made this appeal in Abuja when he flagged off the National Pasture Development Program at Bekokore Grazing Reserve. Addressing the issues of the grazing reserve, the minister noted that the continuous movement in search of pasture has adversely affected the animals' attainment of their optimal productivity and consistency impaired the nation's capacity for self-sufficiency in livestock products and animal protein. Hence the need for June 28 every year to be marked as National Pasture Planting Day in the country as part of the implementation of its National Livestock Transformation Plan (NLTP).
The result of this continuous movement in search of pasture has adversely affected the animals' attainment of their optimal productivity and consistently impaired our national capacity for self-sufficiency in livestock products and animal protein needs, especially our national target of 1.6 billion liters of milk per annum. It has eluded our national peace-building effort through the incessant conflict between pastoralists and crop farmers along their movement routes. These have also impaired improvement in the livelihood of the pastoralist family themselves, in particular, and the neighboring crop farmers. It is therefore very necessary and top priority that all players in the industry focus on meeting the huge demand for pasture. This will give a great opportunity to unlock the potential of the livestock industry and the development of rich value chains in the country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's launching of the National Pasture Development Program, NAPDEP, is one of the many steps in the interventions implemented under the National Livestock Transformation Plan by the federal government through the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development.
Shedding more light on the importance of pasture, the Emir of Muri, Abbas Tafida, calls on the government to find a solution to the proper distribution of pasture and water as he commends the initiative of the ministry.
So the message to the Honorable Minister is, the pasture is in fact the ministry, because the pasture does three things. One is produces grass for the animals. Second, part of the grass goes back to the soil to create fertilizer. And three, the animals create organic fertilizer to sustain their farming, rice, and everything effort. So please, apart from the thanks, I will also put a belief. The minister should understand that this is not a game of tomorrow. It is a game of today. And it must be done correctly today, because that is what builds the future for the country. The second element is an analysis that I understood many years ago. That is, Nigeria is divided into three. The southern area that has a lot of water but has no land. The middle belt, symbolized by Abuja, that has both land and water. And the far north that has a lot of land but doesn't have enough water. So the future of Nigeria lies in developing the grass in the middle belt and selling it to the south that don't have land and selling it to the north that doesn't have water.
Other partners say the program is in the right direction as it will aid in curbing the insecurity challenges for farmers and aid more production for the pastoralists and the smallholder farmers.
At a better time, when crop farming communities have often had clashes with pastoralists over the destruction of feed crops by animals reared by nomadic pastoralists have become a national security challenge. The development of ranches, paddocks, grazing reserves for intensive and semi-intensive animal husbandry have severally been profiled as solutions to this national security concern. An effort of the Honorable Minister and the Ministry in putting this together is actually very timely and in the right direction.
Meanwhile, while the ceremonial flag-off was coming to a close, youths of the Gwaris and the Fulanis, who were the major community dwellers, clashed over the project in the area. The angry Gwari youths complained that while the government came to plant grass for the herdsmen in their land, their farmers were left out with no food. This led to guests and officials of the ministry scrambling to safety. Annie T. Patrick, Core TV News, Abuja.